All right, let's talk about some of the differences between Lilo and Stitch, the new movie, and Lilo and Stitch, the animated classic. Hey everyone, it's David Stark from Watcher Pass, and I'm going to do a really quick video on some of the differences I noticed between the animated Lilo and Stitch and the new live action-ish Lilo and Stitch. I guess it's mostly live action, although Lilo is very animated. But these are some of the main differences between the two movies. Like I said in my review, which you can go check out right now, I actually liked the movie more than I liked the animated classic. But that's also because I didn't really watch the animated movie growing up. It doesn't have a special place in my heart for my childhood. So I watched the animated movie a little bit more recently. It didn't kind of hit for me. I liked the live action movie more, but one of the things I did like about the live action movie is that it felt like the story was a little bit more streamlined. It felt like they took out some random other things to kind of make it an easier journey. Even though the movie is longer, the live action movie is longer, I felt like the story didn't go off on as many tangents as it did in the animated classic. So here are some of the things that are a little bit different between the movie and the animated classic. Feel free to skip this if you don't want to know. There will be spoilers. So, in the new movie, Gantu doesn't exist. He is not the main villain. He doesn't show up on Earth to try to take Stitch back after Peekly and Jumba just kind of fail. He is not there. Jumba is the main villain here, and he kind of like goes extreme in the end. Also, in the movie, in the live action movie, there's a separate child welfare advocate rather than just Bubbles. Bubbles is brought in a little bit later to assist, and he is like brought in as a supervisor to help once they realize that Stitch is a little bit stranger. So there is another child welfare advocate on top. In the movie, I think they added a new like family character, David's mom, who is I don't think she appears in the animated film. In the live action movie, she's there. She's kind of like an older watcher for Nani and Lilo. Also, the whole like Nani needs to go to college is a new thread for the movie. Nani is apparently accepted into UCSD for marine biology, but she can't go because of Lilo because she doesn't want to disappoint Lilo. So that was another little, overarching theme here that Nani wants to kind of like go live her life, but she can't because she has to take care of Lilo. Um, in the movie, Peekly and Jumba have like holographic devices that help to mask them so that you can have actors play them rather than, CG characters. So they don't dress up in disguises. They kind of like put on holographic disguises that let them blend in, although they still have weird mannerisms because they're not used to Earth. The whole in the live action movie, Stitch steals like a little like ride-on car versus just a bike in the animated film. Also, the kind of like Elvis storyline where Stitch dresses up as Elvis to kind of like try to make money for Nani and then goes berserk on the beach. That doesn't happen. Stitch does have some mess ups on the beach as Nani is looking for another job, but they kind of like streamline it all into Nani is looking for a job and Lilo and Stitch just kind of like mess up each one of her applications. In the movie, like in the live action film, Jumba still destroys the house when he's trying to get Stitch, but in the movie, he then kidnaps Stitch and tries to take him back to the council. He's going to modify Stitch. He doesn't like that Stitch now has this like heart and wants to like be good. So he's going to modify Stitch, take out that, and turn him into a more powerful version so he can take on the council and get his rightful place back on his home planet. So he kidnaps Stitch. Lilo tags along in the ship to try to help out. He backstabs Peekly. Peekly stays behind. And then the kind of like thread goes that Stitch is in a little, a glass cage while they're flying back to the home planet. Lilo is in there as well. Lilo helps to free Stitch. Stitch and Lilo then kind of like destroy the plane. In that time, Jumba is ejected. He falls into the ocean, I believe. And then the plane kind of goes down in the ocean as Stitch and Lilo are trying to escape. As they're escaping, a like picture that Lilo had of her mother falls out of her pocket. Stitch goes to get it. The plane crashes. They both go underwater, and Nani and David see this. They swim out to try to save them. They get Lilo goes in to try to save Stitch because Stitch is sinking because he gets really dense in the water. Lilo can't do it. Nani dives in, gets Lilo up, gets her to David. David goes back to shore. But Lilo's, screaming for Stitch. Stitch is her family. Stitch is her Ohana. So Nani dives back in, tries to get Stitch up. She can't. So she then pulls him out of the water. This is kind of like a thread that was in the animated film, kind of like in the middle where I think they have an accident and they have to save Lilo and Stitch. But here they put that at the end. So so Lilo gets saved. Stitch gets saved by Nani. They're both okay. And after this moment, then the council comes down. The council like then tries to take Stitch back. Then Stitch like tells him that he found a family. He wants to stay here, and they exile him here. They take Jumba back as like a prisoner because he was going to betray the council and try to kidnap Stitch. But they let Stitch and Peakley and the rest of the crew stay back in Hawaii. And then there was also an epilogue scene after. So during the credits, they are rebuilding the house. There's some fun scenes of the family, but then after that, we find out that Nani then goes to college. She goes to college, and Lilo and Stitch are watched over by David's mom. So that's weird. They're kind of like half. They're kind of like step siblings, maybe. We don't have to worry about that. But during this time, there is a scene where one of the weapons that was used was a portal gun, a gun that could like create portals, and that allowed Peakley and Jumba to go about quickly, but it also allowed for some fun shenanigans with Stitch. But during this time, Lilo is at home. She is, FaceTiming with Nani, and Nani uses the portal gun to create a portal between her dorm in UCSD and Hawaii, so she can go see Lilo. It's a sweet scene. But then they almost get discovered. They hear a commotion, but they all hide under the bed as Bubbles goes and checks on them to make sure they're asleep. So that is the like epilogue scene. That is the mid credit stinger. Those are some of the main differences. I'm sure there's a ton more. I'm sure people will point out a ton more. I also liked that there were like some Disney references. The main one I noticed was that David is wearing like a Maui fishhook necklace. I'm sure there's a ton more in there that I didn't catch. So if you see anything, if you see any major changes or any other Disney references that I didn't catch, let me know. Let me know in the comments. And thanks so much for watching. If you like this review, please like and subscribe to this channel. It helps me a lot. Make sure all my new content goes straight to you. Thank you.